epic dip platter. I grilled 2 ears of corn, and I just finished slicing the kernels off of the second ear, and I'm gonna get the kernels into a bowl. So that's the corn, and now I'll make the dip base, which is really creamy, rich, and flavorful. I'm using a little food processor, and I have some cream cheese along with sour cream. See if I can fit this into this little food processor. And some lime juice, just to give it some zip and interest. And 3 different spices, some cumin, not too much of anything, paprika, and cayenne, which is really nice. It gives the corn dip some nice spice. I'm also gonna add some hot sauce, which adds heat, but it also gives it some extra flavor. Salt and pepper, of course, and a pile of green onions. Talk about flavor. And then I'll get the lid on and mix this together, and then I have some more things to add. So far, so good. Now I'm really gonna up the game here. I have 3 different cheeses. So I just added Monterey Jack queso fresco that's crumbled, and cheddar. And now I'm gonna let the teeny tiny food processor do all the work. Okay, I think that looks great. This dip has great texture, and you don't have to overmix it. If it's a little bit lumpy and you can see little shards of grated cheese, then even better. So I will scrape this magnificent, cheesy, creamy, spicy mixture into the corn. This is such an amazing dip. Okay, got my little serving bowl. Delicious. And then I'll garnish with whatever I have left on the board. Some more queso fresco, a little green onion, and some cheddar cheese. Oh, okay, that is the corn dip. It looks so good. I'm putting the roasted corn dip right in the center. I've got chips, veggies, peppers, pickles. Oh, it's so pretty. So this is dip number 2. It's green goddess dressing, and the processor does all the work. I threw in ½ a cup each of fresh parsley leaves, fresh dill, and sliced chives. Then I added a tablespoon of tarragon, the juice and zest of a lemon, a minced garlic clove, some salt and pepper, 2 medium diced avocados, a cup of mayonnaise, and a cup of sour cream. I turned on the processor, kept going until it was deliciously smooth, then tipped it into a bowl, making sure to get every last out of this world drop. Okay, and then this is dip number 3. I think I saved the best for last. It looks simple, but boy, is it incredible. This one is whipped feta. All I needed was my processor, a cup of Greek yogurt, a cup of crumbled feta, 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, and a splash of heavy cream. I processed it until it was smooth and creamy and scraped it into a bowl, disciplining myself not to eat it. Then just garnished it with some dill sprigs.
Hummus. So the base of the hummus is gonna be chickpeas, and that's what's gonna give it a little bit of body. So first things first, I have 2 cans of chickpeas. As you can see, I'm draining it. We don't want to get rid of this liquid at the bottom because we're going to use that a little bit later. Trust me, you don't want to get rid of it. So you just want to drain it. And all we're going to do is add this right to our processor. So get that in. We're going to add some flavor to this. I'm going to add some tahini. Now, if you've never used tahini, basically what it is toasted ground sesame, right? Very, very deep and rich in flavor. I'm going to use some adobo sauce. And basically what this is dried red chilies. And it's going to give it a little smokiness, but also give it a little heat as well. Add a little bit of cumin to this. Cumin has smoky notes as well. Very rich, aromatic. I'm gonna add some garlic salt. And basically what garlic salt is garlic powder and salt mixed together, but this one has some parsley in it. And that's just gonna take the flavor to the next level. So we're gonna add this in. And by adding this, we don't have to add any salt. All right, so that goes in. I'm gonna add some lemon juice to this as well. That's gonna make it bright and fresh. So remember, always test. If you can't really squeeze it, let you know that the juices really haven't come out yet. So let's go ahead and roll this out. So now you can see the difference, right? Lets me know that those juices are ready to come out of this lemon. So let's go ahead and give this a cut. Remember, we're gonna cut this in half. I'm gonna use my juicer here. If you don't have one, you can just squeeze. Just make sure you keep the seeds out. Let's go ahead and give this a squeeze. So I didn't get as much juice as I wanted out of this half, so I'm gonna use this other half as well. Let's get rid of this lemon here. Get you in and give this a good squeeze. That should be more than enough juice. So I'm gonna add some pepper to this as well. A little bit more. Perfect. So what I want to do at this point, I just want to blend it just a little bit to kind of mix everything up. Let's give it a couple pulses. So remember I said don't get rid of that liquid, right? So this liquid is going to loosen this up a little bit because we're looking for a silky smooth texture to this. So I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm going to eyeball it here. Just a little bit more. Good. So you just want to check it. At this point, what I like to do, I like to take my lid off. I just want to get in here and kind of start checking it out. Give it a little taste. That's good. We need a little bit of fat in here, so I'm going to add some olive oil to this. Right while the blender's going, just add your oil. Perfect. And just let it go. Good, let's check our consistency. It's coming together nice. We got that reserved liquid as a safety to make sure we get the consistency. Still a little thick. I want it to be a little bit thinner than this, so we're gonna add a little bit more liquid. All right, here we go. Just a little bit more. A little bit more of this liquid. That should be perfect. So let's scrape down these sides. Make sure everything gets incorporated. You don't want to see any lumps of that chickpea. Should be nice and smooth. I think about 1 or 2 more pulses and we will be ready to rock and roll. All right, here we go. Final pulse. That's it, my friends. It's time to plate this hummus up. All right, here we go. Get rid of our blade. What I'm looking for with my texture, it should be nice and creamy, but not too thin. And this is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. I want it to have some integrity, right? I mean, we're talking about a dip, so it should be hearty enough to, if you stick a chip in here, a pita chip or something like that, you don't want it falling off. It should be able to hold right to that chip. Don't leave any behind now. And what I like to do is just finish it off with a little bit of olive oil. Just for another flavor bomb, I'm gonna add a little bit of chili lime seasoning right on top. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed making this hummus with the kick. I think it's time for us to give this a try. How about we get some chips in here? Let's see. I'm like so excited. See what I was talking about? It should hold right on the end of that chip. That's the consistency you're looking for. The tahini gives it a nice nuttiness. Has a little bit of the kick from the adobo, but That lemon juice just rounds it all out. This is absolutely the perfect dip. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you next time.
I am going to make a dippable chip out of Brie cheese.
Stop it. Stop
what?
it.
Have you
Not.
seen this?
No.
What?
I like
No.
you DJing today, Katie. Yeah, you're gonna fall in love with this. I'm gonna show you how to make my easy Brie Brittle with fig dip.
Oh, I'm so here for this.
So Jeezy has already begun. He is getting some juice from an orange, a couple of navel oranges, no seeds.
OJ
don't have to worry about
gravy.
it. Yeah, you know I love OJ, right?
I was gonna say it.
Orange juice
You
is
said it.
just, it's so important in my kitchen because if you ever need liquid, why don't you add flavor instead of water, right? And so what I'm gonna do is loosen up this fig spread. You can loosen it with water if you want, but why not give it a little bit of, with some orange juice, some
Yeah,
fresh
a little
orange juice. So
tartness.
Jeezy's doing that for me. Then also
Wow.
there's some time if you can pick the leaves and just chop them down if you need to for me. I'd appreciate that.
Got it.
But before we do that, I wanna get the cheese cooked, okay? I'm gonna show you what you do now. These are tiny little Brie bites. You've seen
I've
these.
seen them.
I love them.
I'm going to, now sometimes you'll see they already have lines in them from how they're resting on the cloth. And I'm just gonna go in and 50% that line, if you will, right?
Ooh.
So halfway through that line, you can see. And this works best if they're cold. This is a parchment paper,
So you're just slicing them up.
just slicing them up.
Could you do this with a big wheel of Brie and
You
slice
could
up?
do it with a big wheel of Brie, but two things, okay? One, obviously, you're gonna have to cook it a little bit longer. And when you're doing it with a big wheel of Brie, you're going to sometimes miss the full coverage of the rind, right? When you go through
That's
it.
what keeps it intact.
Yeah,
I see
wanna
what you're
hold it
doing.
together.
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
Wow.
So these little bites. And these bites are starting to
Science,
show
chef.
up, right,
mean-
at the grocery store. Before it'd be hard to find
Architecture.
them, but these cute little bites are showing up.
Oh, it's a kid, my kid's snack every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrapped individually, it's perfect.
So now, kind of like cookies, you want to give some space on your plate or tray here. Make sure that your plate or tray is microwave safe.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
whoa. Stop the clock.
He didn't hear me.
Microwave safe, you said.
Yes. So I'm going to microwave these Brie slices.
What?
Yes.
Hey,
For
Jeffrey
about-
puts fish in the microwave. It's okay.
Put
Thank
everything in the
you.
microwave.
Yeah,
You can put
GZ.
Brie in there.
And don't forget, not only does he microwave his fish, he microwaves his eggs.
And asparagus.
Yes. Okay, so about 3 minutes until they're slightly golden
So
and
there.
puffed up.
Oh, I don't understand what's gonna happen.
wait.
No idea.
It's
Yeah.
Zero
gonna
idea.
explode.
Did you just do this at Le Cirque?
While that is microwaving, and Jeezy's probably gonna eat bits of Brie,
I am, because you left it right in front of me.
I'm gonna show you how to make a really quick dip. I mean, think about it. If you have like a charcuterie board or a cheese board, you're always gonna have some fig spread.
I'm so excited. I love figs and cheese.
Same.
Oof.
I'm so
Same,
hungry. I've done
same.
nothing but
So
snack today,
good.
so it keeps you like, I'm like still hungry. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Even though I'm snacking.
Some of that fresh orange juice.
Oh,
Maybe not all of it. I've got some golden raisins
hey now.
chopped down. You can add them in there. Let them plump up.
I can hear things happening in that
Can you?
microwave.
Don't look. Just wait.
No,
You
I
won't
can
What would
look.
believe
happen?
it.
Like,
Sous
could
chef, I
you
can
just
look.
do those in the oven and cook them longer?
There's something about the fast cook that really
Uh-huh,
makes it puff up. The air comes out of the cheese and makes it crisp. So I would recommend just
Okay.
microwaving
In Italy,
it.
they fry, make little frito with
Yeah,
Parmesan cheese.
exactly. A little bit of white wine vinegar went in. A little pinch of salt. And come back in here with some black pepper.
Boulders of black pepper.
Yeah, I like to loosen it up. That's my move right there. But this is really just to rehydrate. That orange, you can also add the zest in if you like, but that orange just kind of adds a little bit of to it because I feel like fig spread is thick, it's super sugary, and Brie is also got like this kind of creamy, heavy flavor, so it's nice to come in here and hook it up with a little bit of tart. So after this cooks down a little bit and it reduces, it's gonna come back to a nice...
What a great smell.
Yeah, don't you love it? The smell of Brie.
Sonny, this might be like the most excited for a dish
Yeah?
I've been the entire
Listen,
day.
sometimes when you're just hanging out online and you see these people doing these trendy things, sometimes it's just like, no, it doesn't pass the snuff test.
And
But
then
this-
every once in a while, it's like, oh my gosh,
Uh-oh, with
Brie
6
chips
seconds.
in the
Yeah?
microwave.
Are we 6 away?
2,
Oh, man.
1.
Two.
One.
What?
Okay. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
All right,
Mind
there goes our
blown.
dip.
Oh man. I don't even know what it's gonna look like.
Oh, snap.
Is it warm?
Is it warm?
No,
Well,
do
let
you
me
have to let it
introduce you to
cool?
the microwave.
Yeah, I mean, am I gonna blow them?
You're gonna let some cool.
So great.
It's like
And
pumped
then-
up.
sponges.
So I've got some right here
They
that
look
have cooled
identical.
down.
Who came up with this? Like, who is?
Listen
Who
to this.
was sitting around
Are you ready?
thinking, let me microwave
Listen,
my Brie?
listen.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like a little crostini almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
You see
mean-
those videos where people are like,
Oh, yeah, that's the big thing.
ASMR.
yeah.
Best cheese cracker.
Will you pass down some of the warm
Yes,
ones, too?
I
I,
will.
want to try
Yeah,
one.
we'll put some warm ones.
Yeah, but warm as well. Put the warm
Wow.
on the outside.
I'll tell
I
you.
mean, someone had the munchies when they did this. I'll just put it that way.
Hello.
Listen.
Sonny, if you put a little piece of prosciutto on that,
Would be
Also-
so crazy, right?
So excited.
Oh man.
honestly,
Just
that's a great.
the whole
like?
thing down.
I mean, you know, internet's not all bad.
No, it's not. Some of this stuff works. And
I
we're
always-
sitting there. We're
yeah.
doing it for you guys.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
a punch of flavor.
It's so crazy.
All right, let me try this.
That is.
It's like those orange cheese crackers in the store. You know those really salty orange ones?
I mean, how quick and easy, too.
Super easy, 3 minutes. Obviously, you know, different microwaves, different timing, but you can see,
Thank you, chef.
of course, cheesy.
I mean,
Have fun.
not only in a dip, in a salad, in a soup.
Good idea.
You know,
In a salad.
I mean,
would
of
be
course-
Sprinkle it
awesome.
over the top.
my mind's saying like on a soft sandwich, like a soft roll with some like Parisian ham and that crispy on the bottom. Just ate my
Caesar
whole thing.
salad.
Oh, even better.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, this is beyond brilliant. I was a little skeptical at first. I didn't know how it was going to come out of the microwave. If it was going to be crispy or chippy, but it's everything you ever wanted.
First thing I'm going to make from local ingredients is roasted eggplant caponata. Caponata is actually an eggplant dip that's served with pita or as a first course. It's absolutely delicious. Got tomato and garlic. And what I'm going to do is take the eggplant and just prick it all over. That keeps it from exploding in your oven. That wouldn't be pretty. It's easy to say you're going to cook local, but it's not so easy to do it. What I used to do is make a menu and then try and figure out what kind of local ingredients I could get, and that just somehow doesn't work. So what I do now is I make a list of what's local and what's available now, and then do a menu around that. There are great eggplants from the Green Thumb, so I thought, I'm going to make caponata. So it's pricked all over. I'm just going to rub it with olive oil. Just drizzle it on. Doesn't have to be an exact amount. And just rub it all over with your hands. It's a good messy job. Okay, into the oven, 400 degrees for about 45 to 50 minutes until it's extremely tender, very slippery. So here's my Green Thumb eggplant. It's all roasted and cooled. And now I'm just gonna peel it. Once it's cooked, it's so easy to get the skin off. Caponata is a great vegetarian dish. It's also a good appetizer. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop it up. Very juicy, it's perfectly cooked. Just put it in the food processor, and then I'm gonna put lots of other things in it to give it so much flavor. Okay, next is red peppers. So this jar is about 12 ounces and I need 4, so about 1/3 of a jar. And half a cup of good green olives. This is the time to really get good olives. These are marinated and they're pitted, which is great. About 1/2 cup. Just gonna give this a coarse chop in the food processor, and that's the basis for the caponata. Just pulse it, don't puree it. You want it to have great texture. Into a bowl. And then I'm gonna add all kinds of great flavors. So next, I'm gonna saute some onions. I need about a tablespoon of olive oil. I've got a cup of onions. Got them all chopped up. So I've got onions and about 1/8 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Give it a little heat. It is Sicilian after all. I need about 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. And this is gonna go in at the end. It's gonna give it a really nice fresh taste. Okay, that's the parsley. Let's see how the onions are doing. Perfect. They're really tender. They're just starting to color. Now I'm gonna add a tablespoon of chopped garlic. That's about 3 cloves. Give it a toss. And this just goes right into the eggplant mixture. Does that smell good? Next, toasted pine nuts. I've got 2 tablespoons. Just dump them right in. 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. This just gives it a really good tomato flavor. 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I just think everything needs a little bit of an acid edge to it, otherwise it's just bland and boring. We don't do boring here. Okay, next is a little red wine vinegar, which does the same thing, just a splash. About 2 tablespoons of drained capers. 2 teaspoons of salt. 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. So that's the eggplant caponata. I like to serve it with pita chips. You can serve it with crackers, but these are so easy to do, it's really worth it. This is how I make them. I just cut the pitas in half, and then I cut them in triangles, brush them with olive oil, sprinkle them with salt, and bake them in the oven for 10 minutes at about 375 degrees. Okay, ready to set up the caponata just into a bowl. Maybe a little bit of extra parsley. Actually, what I like to do is sometimes just put leaves in instead of chopping it up all the time. And just sort of stir it in so it looks natural. It's the food stylist. Okay. And toasted pita chips around. I love the sort of crisp pita thing with a creamy caponata. I love the interplay of flavors and textures. I'd say that's ready for its photo, for my article. Say cheese. And now I have to make sure it tastes good. It's so good. You get really clear eggplant flavor. When you taste the tomato and the onions and the garlic, it's all layered really nicely. That's a good one.
White bean tahini puree. I'll serve it up with some toasted pita chips. I'm gonna use the white anchovies. We'll go with about 6 or 8 here. This is packed in a little bit of herbed oil and vinegar. Spread them out a bit. These are a little less salty, definitely good fish flavor, but I'm just gonna hit them with a little bit of olive oil. This is gonna work in these beans really well. So let me drop this in. There we go. Okay, last but not least, I've got some pitas. So here's what we're gonna do. Grab the pita, bring over the sheet tray. All right, got these anchovies coming together for this bean puree that we're gonna make and put on some pitas. I'm making pitas, makes me think about the anchovy. All right, a little olive oil onto here, and I made a little seasoning here of some cumin, some chili powder, some za'atar seasoning. You know, it's got a little bit of thyme and sumac and sesame seeds in there, nice Middle Eastern seasoning. So that's gonna go on the top. And we'll just toast those in the oven in a second, but not right now because that oven's smoking hot. And this is gonna go for what I was talking about with the anchovies in this white bean puree that I'm gonna make here in a second. Okay, now let me get a little olive oil going and we will get back into, there we are, and we'll get into making this bean puree with the anchovies. We get a little bit of garlic, okay? A little crush. I'm out in the kitchen, it's really hot, so of course the flavors are definitely flying around, but I'm picking up that salted cod right now in the cream because the cream's kind of simmering a little bit, and it's just wafting through the air. There we go. Now, this is gonna drop in, a little bit of garlic. I could probably put some heat on that. And this is gonna get blended. This will be a nice bean puree. Okay, where are those anchovies? Not too hot. Roasted anchovies, okay? Take those, drop them right in. And now some cannellini beans. Love cannellini beans. Okay, so we'll take those, let that start to work. You know, there's a lot of questions. You take the beans, do you drain them, but then do you wash them? You put them in a colander? You know what, I'll tell you something. Maybe if you're doing a really delicate, sophisticated bean salad, you go and rinse them off. Otherwise, I like a little bit of the bean juice. I'll just pour some, look over there, I'll just pour some right here. I always get caught doing this. I say, don't you do that in the trash can? What happens if a hole pokes in the bottom of that? Well, we'll know that a hole poked in the bottom. All right, in go the cannellini beans. There's some stuck at the bottom, and I just put the lid in there. Okay, nice big fat cannellini beans too, okay? Those are in. Let me just get the salt and pepper in here right now so I don't forget. A little salt, cracked black pepper. There you go. Some good looking pita chips Going for this white bean spread that I've made with little roasted anchovies, and we'll let these bad boys cool down. A little za'atar seasoning on there and some cumin. Outstanding. So we'll drop this in. We're gonna hit a little tahini paste in here. It's ground up sesame seeds. Think about it as really flavorful runny peanut butter and putting that in a little chicken stock. And then at the end, hitting the citrus into it with a little zest. Okay, a little red chili flake. Okay, drop this on. Throw on the lid. Don't worry if it's a little runny, it's really hot, but it'll tighten up. Do that. Grab a taste. Fantastic. Chives going on to the bean puree with the roasted anchovies. Outrageous. You know what you can do, right? You can go make this tonight.
I am making clam dip. So I'm making the base for the dip now, and it's Greek yogurt, softened cream cheese, lemon juice, lemon zest, and then I'll add some garlic powder and onion powder. You can also do fresh garlic if you are so inclined. And then salt and pepper. And I'm gonna whip this up until it's really smooth. Ooh, that smells good. All right, that creamy base is sufficiently creamy, so I'm gonna move on with some chopped parsley. All right, so a bunch of chopped fresh parsley goes into the clam dip, and I'm gonna chop some green onions. I'll put some of them in the dip, and then some of them are gonna go on top. This is actually a cold clam dip. It's not baked. All right. So the green onions go in. Again, I'm gonna save some of them back. Oops, and some of the parsley too. I forgot and put it all in there.
For garnish.
Okay, and then since this is clam dip, I thought it would be appropriate to add some clams. So I'm using good quality canned clams, which is a perfectly acceptable life choice. And I drained them and chopped them. A hot sauce is optional, but it not only adds a little bit of heat, but it also adds that unmistakable flavor and bite. So I'm gonna fold the clams so they don't get all beaten up. I don't wanna mix them, but look at this.
Wow.
I'm not gonna ask Paige what she thinks because at this point in her life, she's not a lover of seafood, but Alex, I think you're gonna love this.
I think I might like it.
All right, so I have a cute little shallow dish, and I'm going to scoop the clam dip right in there. All right, so come look at this, Alex. And it was so easy. There wasn't much complicated about it at all. So I'm just gonna garnish it with the parsley and green onion that I reserved. And then before I cover it, I wanna take a little taste of it. I wish I had those fresh potato chips to try. Oh man. Ooh, that's good. I better try another bite. You know, you could do like chopped cooked shrimp. You could do like chopped lobster if you wanted to. You could turn any seafood into like a cold dip. I love the clams though. They're kind of briny and they go so well with that creamy base.
A smoky eggplant baba ganoush. So I just take a fork. If you're having a hard day, this is kind of a good thing to do. So all the way around, so that smoke gets in there. And I'm gonna put this on the hot side of the grill. One side has the charcoal going. It tends to be a little bit on the hot side, no charcoal on the other side. So I'm gonna let these go for about 8 to 10 minutes aside and keep flipping them until they're charred all the way around. Now we're gonna check on our eggplant. Watch this maneuverability. So I'm gonna flip these guys, let them start to char on the other side. I had some that I did a little bit earlier, so you guys could see the whole situation. Full char, and while they're still warm, you take them, you place them in a resealable bag, And the steam does two things. It's gonna ensure that this eggplant gets cooked all the way through, which obviously we want for a puree, and that actually brings out the sweetness, removes a little bit of the bitterness when you cook them all the way through like that. And the steam is going to help push the skin away, so it's slightly easier to remove from the eggplant. I pulled one out already, pulled the skin off of it, and got it all peeled. Here is our other guy. Now, when you pull this out, there's also some juice. I like to reserve the juice because we're gonna put that into our eggplant puree because there's a lot of smoky goodness and flavor there. So I leave the juice in. We're gonna split the eggplant in half. And you could see when I pop it open, like you can see the steam pouring off of it, but the interior of it is soft, and that's what we're looking for. And then I'm going to grab a spoon and just pull out some of those excess seeds with the spoon. Just push them right out. And a little seeds here are not a problem.
I'm not gonna grow an eggplant in my
Same
stomach.
thing over here. And then at that point, I just cut it in a quarter, take my knife, push it down towards the skin, and just go straight across.
I
to
feel
get
like you
off,
make that look a lot easier.
to get off the majority of the skin. If you have some skin left off, you could see it just peels off very easily. And now we're gonna get the rest of the ingredients to help make this eggplant puree. I hear the door.
Hi.
Lizzie.
How are you?
Good, what's going on?
I see you have a lovely bunch of peeled and roasted eggplant.
Yeah, so I charred them on the grill. What you got?
I'm gonna make this tahina.
Okay.
And part of making, the finished baba ganoush. But if you could do about a half a cup of tahini in this bowl.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Tahini, I'm confused on this.
Tahini's just the straight up sesame paste.
Okay.
Tahini.
Okay.
And then to make it tahina, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Actually,
Okay, I'm following.
as we go.
Okay.
Okay, so I just need you to juice about 2 lemons, maybe a quarter cup or so.
Got it.
So I'm going to do like a half a head of garlic.
Wait, but the skin's still on that garlic.
The skin is still on. So what this is gonna do is just protect it a little bit so it doesn't get so hot from the blade.
Okay.
So it's not gonna get bitter on you.
Got it.
Okay, so I've got about a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. And then as soon as he finishes with my lemon juice, we're gonna put that in here.
Right in?
Yep, right in.
Everybody in the pool?
It's super simple. And then we're just gonna give this a little chop so it gets a really nice paste.
One of the reasons you could leave the skins on too is this is all getting strained through a mesh strainer.
Yeah, like if I was using this straight from here and not straining it, I wouldn't obviously leave the skins on. Now, I know this seems like a lot of garlic, and if you give this a couple hours to mellow, it's gonna lose a lot of the pungent garlic.
I feel with garlic, as long as everybody at the party's eating garlic, you're fine.
I think so too.
You know?
Agreed.
We all smell the same way.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so you're just pushing the
Yeah,
paste
I'm just kind of
through.
pushing that, get all that good lemony garlic saltiness.
See, it's catching all the skins.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
That's
yep.
fantastic.
Okay.
I'll just keep,
All right, you just keep
I'll-
massaging it. All right, so anything you put into tahini, for whatever reason, it sort of makes it seize up.
Oh, yeah.
It really getting, see that? So to that, I'm just gonna add probably about a quarter cup of ice water.
So it
I don't
has
want
to
that.
be ice water.
Go ahead and stir.
Stir.
But do the ice cubes actually go in?
The ice cubes do not go in.
Okay, just
You
the
just
cold
want
water.
it super cold.
Got it.
And so you're gonna make this, it's still gonna be a little firm. The more it sits, the more it sets.
The ice water trick, it's kind of like hummus. It makes it a little fluffier and loosens it
Yeah,
up. And
exactly. It gives it a nice little, you can see it looks very creamy and fluffy.
put the eggplant right in. Lizzie, everybody in.
Everybody in.
Okay, a little juice. I mean, it can only enhance it, right?
Yeah, no, I saved it on purpose because I think it has a lot of that good smokiness in it and that great eggplant flavor.
Okay. This already smells
Oh my gosh.
incredible. All right, so all tight. Now we're just gonna give it, look at it go. Look how pretty it is. Okay, it smells so good. All right, so I'm gonna hand this to you, and if you wanna just pop it in that bowl. Now, if this is made the day before, it's gonna mellow as all those flavors sort of meld together, and it gets really delicious.
Remember, it starts off, it looks very loose, and as it sits, it seizes.
Yeah, an hour from now, this will be even thicker, but really good.
Feeling good about it?
Feeling great about it.
All right, so I'm gonna use the baba as a little bit of a sauce.
Okay, can I put a little baba with my chicken?
Yeah, a little chicken, little salsa, little
BG.
baba. Nice kiss of smoke that the baba brings to the table.
Oh, yeah.
Easy 7-layer gyro dip.
Wow.
Whoppa, baby.
Whoppa. Lamb
So
involved.
I've got an 8x8 here that's gonna be the conveyance for the dip.
Conveyance?
Yes, the very first layer is gonna be some hummus. So I'm gonna start spreading this in here, but right in my pan, can you smell? You know what this is, GC.
I know, LAMB.
Yeah, a little bit of ground lamb. You know, gyros usually have that shaved meat. I'm just doing ground lamb a lot easier.
You want a cukes? What do you want?
Yes, please. With those cucumbers, just make very thin mandolin hand slices. That's an English cucumber, less seeds. And if you want, you can take off the peel. I do sometimes. Now,
like
in
the
my
peel.
pan here, I do
I like the
sometimes.
peel.
Yeah, it lets you know what it is, you know? But so in my pan here, I've just got that ground lamb, some oregano from my patio, a little bit of salt, pepper, olive oil, and then I took an onion and I grated it on a box grater to just get the pulp. I didn't want to see the onion, I just wanted to taste the onion. So I've got that nice and browned in there, and that's gonna be my second layer. On the bottom here, just run-of-the-mill hummus. If you can find the red pepper hummus or garlic hummus, your favorite flavor, get that, spread it in the bottom, okay? Now, I'm gonna put this into a plate here. I find ground lamb kind of fatty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's quite all right to put this to a paper towel lined plate, spread it out, get a little bit of that fat off of it before we get it into our dip. So then you're just gonna get the lamb right over the top. So now this is layer number 2. Are you guys counting?
Yeah, it's
So
2.
this is 2.
There's 7 layers?
7 layers, okay?
Welcome, Jeffrey.
It's 7 layers. I knew he didn't know what a
I don't
7-layer
know.
Oh my
dip
God,
was.
he so did not.
I just can't see you at a tailgating party, GZ. I'm
They're
gonna, you know
getting
what?
the
You gotta
party's
come
getting
hang out
better.
with
They're
me.
getting much better.
Now press this down. Now, just so you know, this is everything I like about a gyro. You know what I'm saying? It's got all the things that I like in it, okay? So you're gonna press that down. Over the top of that, feta cheese that you crumble yourself. You can get
Yes.
it pre-crumbled, but just crumble it yourself. Butter
I'm
texture.
with you on that.
Hold on, that's
Sonny.
3.
Yeah, that's 3. Gonna move that around in there.
This looks
okay?
delicious.
It's so good, okay?
Oh,
Tomatoes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, just get them over the top.
Smart
So
layering.
good this time of year. This is basically lasagna.
Yeah, it is. Now, some of our cucumbers. And then, you know, I like to make sure if you're gonna scoop and dip,
I love that you slice them instead of dice them.
well,
That's a good turn.
you can dice as well. It depends on how you want to eat it. Sometimes I'll make this,
It looks
and I'll
better
just
like
put this
that,
out
right?
on the. Well, I'm gonna cover it up.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'll put it out on the table, and it's just kind of like get your pita pocket and fill it up. But I'm gonna send this over there with some chips, and it's good to spoon out. Just make sure you can get it on your chip and have all the flavors involved. So we've got the hummus.
We're on 9.
We've got the lamb. We've got the feta.
That's 3.
We've got the tomato.
4.
We've got the cucumber.
We got 2 more layers left.
Yes. So
Holy
this is just tzatziki sauce, okay?
Store-bought is fine.
Store-bought, yeah. If you want to, you can punch it up with some dill, but no need to because at the very end, GZ is gonna come over here.
Make it rain.
Yeah, make it rain, dill, baby.
Interesting. So the dill is its own layer.
The dill is its own layer. So GZ, if you
Smart.
could, please make it rain.
There it is. Look at Donnie Dills.
Mm-hmm.
You know me and dill.
Yeah.
You love it,
I know
man.
you
We love our dill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed
Finger's gonna
with it,
smell good for
honestly.
the rest of the day. Here you have it.
Oh, party starting
My
now.
7-layer gyro dip, y'all.
Oh, yay!
Have at it.
Great, we get to get in.
Yeah, you can scoop in, get some on your plate if you like, or just family
we're
style
plating
dig
it.
in.
Can I try the lamb?
Yeah.
First of all, it's
Yeah.
very hearty.
It is.
I mean, you eat it and you're not like at the party hungry. So you start with the creamy hummus. The hummus and the meat on the bottom is really creamy
Good
and
foundation,
rich.
huh? Thank you.
And then you graduate because the tomatoes are diced. They're juicy. They burst. They're that dividing line, and then you get the creamy dill and the juicy cucumber on top.
Wow.
I love this. This is better than a
Yeah,
7-layer
really
dip.
good.
It really
Yes,
is. It's
thank
lighter and it's
you.
just more exciting to eat, honestly.
I feel really strongly about guacamole. I know you don't hear that a lot. But I just think usually it's this puree of avocados that doesn't have a lot of flavor. And I just think it's got to have lots of flavor and be really chunky. This is how you take the pit out of the avocado. Just like that. These are perfectly ripe. I want them so that they're bright green. And they're ripe enough so that they come out of the shell really easily. If they're too ripe, you'll find they're really brown. These are just perfect. So green around the outside and yellow in the middle. These are gonna be so good when Jeffrey gets home with chips and margaritas while the tequila lime chicken cooks. Gotta have something special when he walks in the door. Okay, one more half. See, when they're ripe, it comes out really easily and it's beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna season it. You know, people ask me all the time, what's the best way to keep the guacamole green? And there's really one key ingredient, lemon juice. There are all these theories about having the seed in it. Forget it. It's really about fresh lemon juice, and it's got to be freshly squeezed lemon juice. Okay, we've got that. And then all kinds of delicious things to season it with. Hot sauce. I like when it's really spicy. You can decide how hot you want yours. I like garlic in it, so chopped garlic. Red onions. It's gonna be so good. Lots of salt. And freshly ground pepper. And this is the secret to really good guacamole. I don't puree it. All I do is cut into it, just like this. So it's really chunky. It mixes the ingredients together. And it stays really chunky this way. Just run your knife through the avocados. Okay, just mix it up and make sure the flavors are well blended. And the last thing I add is tomato. So I've chopped tomatoes. I've taken the seeds out. I put the tomatoes in last because I don't want it to color the guacamole. Just toss it lightly. I'm sure it needs more salt. I really want to get the right balance of avocado, lemon juice, salt and pepper. Little salt. That's pretty good. I think Jeffrey's going to love it with corn chips, yellow corn chips, blue corn chips, or you can even get red corn chips. How crazy is that? That's going to be really good.
$1 million dip that totally lives up to its name. Now you're going to want to pay close attention because this is going to move fast. $1 million dip coming right up. The creamy base starts with 8 ounces of cream cheese and 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise. I let the cream cheese soften so it'll be easier to stir it together. So the first thing I want to do is just smush all this together. Okay, that's the creamy base. Now I'll add the cheeses. 1 sharp cheddar, 1 cup, 2 grated Swiss, 1 cup, and 3 blue cheese crumbles, 1/4 cup. Oh my gosh, it looks so good already. This is probably why it's called $1 million dip. I'm gonna add 8 pieces of bacon that have been fried crisp and cut really fine into a dice. And then some toasted almonds. And to toast them, I just bought slivered almonds and put them in a dry skillet over medium-low heat and just kind of shook the skillet for about 5 minutes until they were golden and nutty. I could stop right here and eat this for dinner. It is that good. Okay, the nuts and the bacon are mixed in. So I have a big pile of sliced green onions, 3 green onions to be exact. And for seasoning, I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. About 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and just a little bit of cayenne, about 1/8 teaspoon. I'm using garlic powder instead of minced or grated garlic because sometimes when you add raw garlic to a dip and let it sit, it can sort of get overpowering. So the garlic powder keeps it from getting too strong. I mean, stick a fork in me, I'm done. That looks so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to the bowl that I'll serve it in. And it really just comes out in one neat little pile. What a dip. I'm gonna cover it with plastic wrap because I wanna put it into the fridge for about 4 hours. And then when I serve it, I'll sprinkle on some extra green onions and I'll serve it with crackers. See what I mean by fast? All right, into the fridge. So here it is with chips and crackers, an amazing cookout dip. $1 million dip to be exact. I am definitely a fan. So this is how I do quick and easy cookouts on the ranch. Now I just need some people to come up here and help me eat all of this.